see something. Okay, that's probably what it was. Cool beans. Alright, hello, welcome to the stream. We are doing Phoenix Wright, the trilogy. We're on the last part. We had stopped, because I wasn't feeling well, but we are here to finish this up. So let me just set the last bit of things up here, and then we will get started. And then, I mean, I guess after this, if the guys are still on, play some ARAM. Because I was playing ARAM like a little bit earlier. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're about to start in just a moment. I just gotta do this one thing. The other thing I can do a little bit later. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Alright. Grab some cookies. That's what we gotta do here. Alright. Alright, where are we at? Oh, that's awkward. All you hear me is crumpling my goddamn cookies here. Alright, how do I remedy this issue? I'm truly sorry about everything. That's where we left off at. That's, hold on a second. What the heck is going on? What the heck is going on over here? What the heck is going on? There we go. I think I fixed it. Yeah. There we go. Alright. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. No, I really wasn't. Nah, I think you a murderer. I think you, no, actually, you know what? I don't know what, girl, I don't know. I don't know. I can't trust you. I think you part of the problem. You look just as confused as everybody else. Oh, wait, no, she was actually trapped in the cave, right? Alright, I guess I'll forgive you if I'm thinking on the right track. But I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk. Missing all day. She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern. I wanted to be at least in the defendant's box today to root you on. I, are y'all really thinking that I'm falling for this right now? Huh? I'm just joking. I don't know. That's crazy to me. Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that. So, I have to ask you, why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Yeah, that's what I want to know too. Huh? If you had tried to get help at the sacred cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent the entire day locked up in there. Yeah, explain that, Iris. My sister, I felt sorry for her. I'm sorry. The amount of logic that just happened there for me, just left the, just left. It just left for me. I'm sorry. What do you mean, bro? What does she mean? She felt sorry for her. She, You know what? Let Give me a second. Give me a hot second. I gotta like piece apart certain things in my head just to validate what she said. She felt sorry for her sister. Yeah, that's what she said. Personally, me wouldn't feel sorry for her. That's just me though. That's just me. I wouldn't feel sorry for her. So as I'm saying this, I'm only saying this because I'm not sure if they got close. Hey, Digi. Hold on, give me one hot second. I'm just trying to do a whole bunch, Still technically, I guess, still. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. He said, I'm here. Sorry if you streamed yesterday. I meant to pop in if you were. I was working on my fan comic the whole time. I even neglected my own womb escape anniversary. Iris is too naive and kind for her own good. See, but there's a thing with me though. She said she felt sorry for her sister. I'm not sure if she knew the history or like what her sister did. I'm pretty sure she did if she knew that she got executed, right? But if your sister killed 3 people and you either knew the reason why, you didn't know the reason why, I wouldn't feel sorry for my sister because she should have known better. You both came out the same womb. You know what's right and what's wrong. And yeah, she probably had a sucky father and whatnot. But I mean, like, hey, okay, the 2 million diamond thing didn't work out. It's probably in the river somewhere. Who knows? I don't know what happened with that. But she could have clearly turned over a new leaf. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the family situation was. I don't know if she was like trapped with her family situation and whatnot. But it seemed like she was doing okay. Just the father sucked. From my understanding, because her sister was a cop. Her stepsister was a cop. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from our father either. Yeah, but I need people to understand. And I really want to reach out to these people that believe that they need their parents' love. At a particular age, you don't. You know, it sucks if you can't get it when you're young. But once you kind of hit a growth spurt or a growth period, you don't need it. What you do need though, you might need is therapy. But you don't need anybody's validation for what you're doing, for who you are, or anything else. You just live your life, man. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Some parents suck, some parents don't suck. And some parents go beyond the moon and back. But sometimes you just can't get that love, man. Just can't get it. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to the Hakazura temple. I always loved her. And then there you go. See, she just missed out. It was just very unfortunate. It was very unfortunate for Dahlia, but she still killed 3 people. That's my point. She still killed 3 people. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her I would help her. Girl. Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago? Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But, as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up... Wasn't that like years after that? That was the case that wounded Mia so badly. But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in that murder. She was. Some people? You must mean, yes, two defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando. Is it Armando or is it Armando? I'm gonna go to Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth. Wait, after poisoning Mr. Armando? Dahlia tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You. That's right. Iris. There's one more thing I have to ask of you. Yes, what is it? On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Donham, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem. Come to the inner temple right away. Whoa. I got on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple, but the path to the inner temple was cut off, right? Exactly. We just can't leave the body here. So you gotta do this exactly as I say. Got it? That's crazy and diabolical. No, she got to go to jail too. I'm sorry. It was me. I was the one that received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mystic Elise always held. I knew it. But the actual murder weapon was the staff. Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to the Hakazura Temple on the snowmobile. But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with the sword. I wiped all the blood off the staff blade and then left it next to her on the ground. Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. Oh wait, there was actually a murder running around? Was it Bikini? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. It was Bikini, wasn't it? I see. Victim staff updated. Has a sword hidden inside, the actual weapon used to murder the victim. I don't feel sorry for her either. Dahlia was selfish. It was part of the twin complex that happens with identical twins sometimes. Oh, okay. Because, I mean, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I can't say that I know this firsthand, but I'm just saying, just from my standpoint, you sit there and you murder 3 people, you a serial killer. Yeah, you gotta go. You just gotta go. That's crazy. She's like, I felt bad for Dahlia. I'm sitting here, I'm just like, but she killed 3 people. Like she literally poisoned. I don't know how the other girl died. What did she get shot or something? I don't know. You poisoned 2 people. The stepsister, I don't remember, she got shot or something. Something happened to her. Like she was actually murdered. She wasn't murdered with no poison or nothing. And then she was about to have her 4th victim, which was Phoenix, and then turned around and I'm just like, nah, she needs to go. Yes, Iris needs to go to jail for involvement. Yeah, so I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like she has to go to jail too. She has to go to jail too. Like I'm sorry. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was crunching on the cookie. I didn't want y'all to hear the ASMR sounds of a cookie crunching. Defendant! Yes? The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. Alright. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you. You don't have to tell me anything. Oh, okay. I think she wants to tell me. So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Mia! How is Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. Uh, I see. You don't mean she's learned who Elise Donan really was? Yes, I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya's stronger than you think. I think she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? I think it might be Bikini, but I mean, that's just me. Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just may be. I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple, and the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. I think it might be Bikini. Bikini, you on my suspect list, because who else is there? Who else is up over here? Look at my profile. Not her. She's dead. It can't be Pearl. No. No. High profile. You're dead. You're an accessory to murder. If it was Larry, I'm gonna be highly shocked. But I doubted him. Not Franziska. Not Miles. Not, you're dead. You're in jail, question mark. Unless she got freed. But I'm pretty sure she's in jail. Doug was electrocuted. Valley was stabbed. Gato was poisoned but lived. Prison Boy was also poisoned. Elise Misty was stabbed. It has to be Bikini. She's the only one on the list. And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hakazura Temple's side by the pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost the entire day. Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hakazura Temple the following day. That's as much help as I can give you. Well, that doesn't help me much because Bikini was on the other side then. Iris was also on the other side. Who was on the other side? That was Maya and Pearls. Hmm. But Maya transformed into Dahlia. Other goddamn person? Was there anybody else I bumped into that I can't remember. I don't think I bumped into anybody else. So strange. Maybe they'll introduce them and I'll be like, oh my god, I don't know. The rest of the battle is yours to win. Or lose. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. To be continued. Wow. So, there's a whole other person playing around, playing these games out here. Alright. So, we're part 4, 3. Yeah, Digi, you was right. This is long. This is definitely long. I, uh... I probably could have finished it yesterday, but not yesterday. What was it? Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. I probably could have finished it Friday, but I didn't feel good. Like somewhere in the middle of that. Slowly piece together the things we know. Okay. Um, the things we know. There was a anomaly when the bridge burnt up. We know that um Pearl and Maya and apparently Iris was stuck in the on the other side. Um, well, rewind that back. So the people who were stuck on the side of the bridge when the lightning struck. Phoenix, but he fell through the bridge. Phoenix, Larry, Bikini, Iris, or was it Dahlia? Right? No, it had to be Iris because Iris was like in prison. Okay, so that's 4 people. The people who was on the other side: Pearl, Maya, this unknown person. Oh, Misty. No, Misty was on. I'm sorry. There was 5 people on the left side. The right side of the bridge. It was Maya, Pearl, unknown character. Yeah, and the killer. Yeah. So spinning it all around, we got a bunch of cops running all over the place. They said that the other side is like an island by itself, so the killer would not be able to escape. So whenever Iris went there with Edgeworth, then it became Iris was stuck in the cave, Maya was out, Pearl was out, the killer was still at large over there, I guess because they were looking for him. Bikini was on the other side, Larry was on the other side. This is a lot. all by myself. All by myself. Just locked in the cabin all by herself. Let me let's get this. Let me just eat one more cookie and then we'll start. Cookie with the milk and then we'll start. Nah, you still have a long way to go. There's zero chance I could have got it done on Friday. God dang. All right. Is this water? This. And it's still kind of cold. All right. February 10th, 3:36 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Test? Yes, test. On the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree. Oh yeah, that. I totally forgot about that. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim. So what were the results? Was it the victim's blood or... Due to the time constraints, a full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Misty's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? Dagger updated to the court record. Just trying to remember if... Unless... they were actually triplets. Nah, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So who got stabbed? I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So, let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Maya Fey. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager at the Wright and Company law offices. Maya. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Korean channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Fey clan, I don't want any more to do with it. Oh Maya. The pain that the Fey bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Fey. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple. And you witnessed the moment of Elise Donham's murder. Is this correct? I didn't see any...
Objection!
Straighten up this instant, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out, and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now, it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. on the night of the crime. What exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. At the inner temple. Oh yeah, Misty was on the inner temple side, but then Misty was transferred to the main side. What kind of cookies? Oreos. Oreos. Oreos are always gonna be my go-to cookie. I guess if Oreos was extinct, it would be chocolate chip, and then if chocolate chip didn't work out, I actually was forced to eat oatmeal raisin cookies, and those are actually pretty fire. So I mean, that's like probably like my top three favorite cookies. I feel like I'm missing a cookie somewhere, but I think that kind of covers all the main ones, the mainline ones. I think I'm missing anything else. I don't remember what other cookie I would eat. At the inner temple. I was passing through the garden on my way to the spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" Then something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. Interesting. Hmm. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been this staff. Maya! The person who hit you. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. I just couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Ha. Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. Doesn't look well at all. I was passing through the garden on my way to the spare prep room when it happened. Who else was in the inner temple side that night? Well, Sister Bikini, of course. Mmm. Number one suspect. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well. On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at the Hakazura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. Darn! So then, did Iris actually come later like she said? Well, let me think. She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired. No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for training. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. Who did it? Who hit you? Well, I didn't see who it was. It was a hit from behind. You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was? Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry, I just can't remember. Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? I mean, press her harder. I mean, she don't remember nothing apparently. Come on, Maya. This isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person? Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. It was dark. That's it. It was dark. It's not good to have too much light around when someone is undergoing spiritual training. Come to think of it, there was an earlier testimony to that effect as well. It was dark in the garden on the night of the crime. Which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Donham, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well. Please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? I stumbled and ended up against a stone. What happened afterwards? My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think. You think? After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling in my mind at the time. Well now, this is beginning to get interesting. So, what were the two things rolling around in your mind? My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. Um, I'm trying to digest what she just told me. So she's trying to recall who she is when she got hit. 1 + 1 = 2. It's 1. Uh, so it's Maya's blood. Poor Maya. Which kind of Oreo? Double stuffed? The sort of flavored kind? Oh, just regular Oreo. Yeah, just regular Oreo. I really don't like Gato for his misogynistic views. Well, gotta hate somebody in this game. I got plenty. See, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was. That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable, given the circumstances. So, what did you do then? I think I screamed, "Help me!" You think you screamed, but you're not sure. Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was so scared on my wits. Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I did not need to know that, Drudge. I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope. Wow. It sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? Wait and see. She screamed, "Help me." Yeah, girlie screamed, "Help me." What do I press her for? What did she scream? She screamed, "Help me." Wait and see. Well, we already know what happens when you wait and see. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff? What? What do you mean by your last hope? No, no, no. That's what you said. You said my last hope. Huh? What? I said what? Girl. Okay, she needs to go back to the hospital. Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, "Help me." That's what she did scream. Yeah. But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope. Oh, well, that's like, what do you call it when that happens? Why it's not doing so well up there? Oh, yeah, oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at. What? What did you just say? Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to help for help. Ah! What is it now? I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. She mean. Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure about what you're saying? Behind the attacker was another person? Um, I am. Well, I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done? Ha. It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say. A ton of pressure. You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. A man? Who was this man? Well, you see, I couldn't see. Sometimes in this game of Phoenix, Wright, I have this water bottle right next to me. Sometimes I wonder what would be the consequences if I just grabbed the drink and started just drowning my sorrows in whatever the audacity of what the cluck this is. A man? There is a man hiding over there? Yes, and she could not see again. You couldn't see. Use this excuse twice now. Well, you know, lantern light isn't very bright. Lantern light, did you say? There's a great big stone lantern in the garden. Okay. They always light it when the acolyte is there for training. Hey, you know what they say? Under the lantern, darkness reigns. So I could see the person that was further away, but not my attacker who was closer. Plus, there weren't any other light sources in the garden at the time. Hmm. Then something warm splashed over me. You don't mean, was it? I don't know. Oh, I didn't know at the time, but I think it was probably blood. Is she saying that when Miss Donham, who was channeling Dahlia, was stabbed in the back by the killer? At that moment, I was paralyzed with fear. I was just sitting there in the snow. I'm sure blood got on everything around me. That's when I lost consciousness. So what happened next? I don't remember. How were you saved? You don't even remember that. No. I haven't got any idea. I really don't know what happened at all. That's too bad. I've worked side by side with Maya for 2 years now. I can tell when she's trying to hide something about how she acts. And right now, I'm absolutely certain she's hiding something. Hmm. can't be him, not Larry. Obviously, he's too stupid to commit murder. But why is she protecting him? Why is she protecting the killer? I don't know. Let's see what she got to say. Okay, so garden. Suddenly someone struck me over the head. Stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. I think I screamed help. I can see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern. Something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. Okay, so I don't think it's that one. Something warm splashed over me. So those two at the end. Warm splash, blood, warm water. That's what they're saying. They think it's blood. It's blood in the garden. Pass. Nope. Really? Someone struck me in the head. It's not lit. I can see a man behind my attacker by the light. Wait, it wasn't lit. Was not lit the night of the crime. Objection! There was a man standing behind your attacker. Yeah. That man. He's the killer. He stabbed him from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Donut, otherwise known as Misty Faye, your mother. Killer? Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What's the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she is in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed a huge problem in her testimony. Huh? What do you mean? What problem? Maya. On the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission. Huh? What? It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night. No! Order. Order in the court. Mr. Goddard, explain this. Oh, my bad. I did not mean that to happen. I thought I turned that stupid thing off. Add the pureness of milk to... Wait, add the pureness of milk to the perfect, clear darkness of coffee, stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe alu... Loette? Yeah, it happens. I thought I turned it off though. Cafe au lait. Is that even legal? Mr. Trite's words are the milk and you are the spoon. Wait, I'm sorry. Mr. Trite's words are the milk and you are the spoon, Your Honor. I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard. I'll have you know. Must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness' mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say? If there was truly no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony. Nick? May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person who was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man. Ah! In other words, that would mean that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No! Order! 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 What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faye saw the real killer under the pitch of black conditions?
Objection!
Wright, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the... Wait, how could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene.
Objection!
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Gatto. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark, and now you're trying to cover for him. Cover? For a man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. You know who this man is. Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you. Ah. Talk a good game, Trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could this witness see? I'm calling your bluff. No, Nick, don't! Please, stop. Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright. Time to show us what you've got. Who was the person that who was the person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness? Unfit to testify? Maya feels guilty for her mom's death, even she didn't actually kill her, unless she really did. No, so it was him. Why was he there? How did he get there? Who was the person that Maya saw in the dark? I did see him. She did see him. Who's this person that Maya saw in the dark? Hold on a second. It was not lit. So it was somebody that she can obviously see. It was somebody she could always... Oh, excuse me. Okay, so it's not her. She's dead. It couldn't have been Pearl. I doubt it. Too small. She said it was a man. So let's see how many men we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't Miles Edgeworth. I already know that. It couldn't have been Gumshoe because he would have been a part. So, what the fudge? He said it was a man. So it's not Bikini. It's not Gumshoe. This guy was on the other side of the bridge. So it's not Larry. Prosecutor shrouded in the mystery. He seems to know me somehow. She's seen this man. She felt something splash over her. She wasn't sure if it was blood. Gatto was there. But what he wouldn't have. Wait. It wasn't. Okay, I only got 4 dudes here. And I know it wasn't Edgeworth. Hands down. It definitely wasn't Gumshoe. It couldn't have been Lawrence. The only dude I got here is Gatto. And I can see how she could have saw him because there's a little red device here. She would have seen this glowing in the dark. If this glows in the dark, she would have seen. Is it? What the fudge? I'm so confused about why he was there. He was there the night of the murder? I am so confused. It's not Edgeworth. I don't think it was. It's either Lawrence or, I mean, not Lawrence, Larry or Gatto, and it can't be. What? I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. You know what? Okay, let's try Gatto. Let me try Gatto. If it's not Gatto, I'm trying Larry, because he's kind of like low-key suspect, but high-key suspect all at the same time. Look how serious he looks. He looks like a murderer. But anyway, let me see. Am I losing points? Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes? What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Create the conditions? Could she have seen him because of the lightning flash? And then the visor would have, like, went off? Conditions? Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. Oh, bro, this guy got, like, some sci-fi technology going on his mask. Okay. Okay, maybe not. Okay, oh god, my health is about to blow up. Ah, shoot. That's insane. Night vision goggles? I mean, he could probably see, but I don't see his stuff glowing. He's on this left side here. Nothing happened. What? This is... But it can't be. Huh. That was a nice bit of deduction, Wright. He got the gog! Oh my god! Bro, that glows in the dark! I got scared. I was just like, oh no! I was like, I can see it, how she could see it if it did do that, but oh my god, that scared me. I was like, the lights turned off and nothing. I saw nothing. I was like, oh, he's about to blow me up. Like, did you just waste our time again, Phoenix? I'm so glad I didn't. That's crazy. I just did a deduction of the guys that were on the thing. That's crazy. What were you doing there? Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Order! 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 Prosecutor Gatto, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it? Ha! Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean by that? If you got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it the 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question. You're wrong. I never saw that. Maya, I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason. What? Witness, Mr. Wright, what? Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Alright. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... The killer. Hello? I'm still stuck on his visor glowing red. Let me save real quick. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, the body was gone, and all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Okay, I guess that's kind of fair, in a sense, I guess. It was after the crime took place that the witness came to think the killer was a man. Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor, No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Gatto said, you're utterly exhausted. It's only natural you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. The killer. When I came to... So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right? Yes, I think it happened when the victim was stabbed. So then the person that carried you into the inner temple, it could only have been the killer. That's what I think, too. So the killer carried Maya to the inner temple. By the time I got back to the garden, naturally the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? It must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. I don't know. It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. The torches were lit and the body was gone. The torches were lit. Yes, that's how I noticed the whole scene had changed. I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, that's true. There's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would have gained anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Very well. Let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. And all the snow around the lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. So you're saying that the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural looking rectangular shape around the lantern. There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy, way too heavy for me to use. An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say there was a lot of the victim's blood sprayed onto the snow? Yeah. The area I collapsed in ended up being splattered. In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's mostly a reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's still something that's bothering me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with the blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have just scooped up just the snow that stained with the blood. It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue. But I think this will help explain them. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. So you're saying that you never saw the killer, right? Yes. But earlier you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker. Nick, I'm sorry. The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble, moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. Alright, let's see. When I came to, I was just lying there on the... Okay. All the snow. When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torch was lit and the body was gone. This seems like something I need to probably press on. Let me see. All the snow around the stone that has been carefully cleaned up too. Probably need to ask about this too. Since the person did all the work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Okay, we already went through all this. So let me try pressing this and seeing, because I know, isn't this the one he said he had to come back to her to find out more information? The torches were lit. Yes, that's how I noticed the whole scene had changed. I'm going to say it was a killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them, since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. It's hard to see how that would be any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that would gain the temple, Maya. Very well. Huh. Okay. The torches were lit. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had held. Okay. Back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torchlights were lit and the body was gone. And all of the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since this person did all that work alone. All the snow around the stone. I mean, yeah, I mean that's true. Hmm. The place had totally changed. Should I press her on this? Naturally, the killer must have done it, right? Yes, I think so. But why would the killer have tampered with the crime scene like that? It must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide. The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something. Oh wait, that's new. I must have pressed the wrong one. I know he said he had to come back once he gathered more evidence. I just didn't know which one it was. You did? Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake. What? Hiding it for you? Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden, she may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened? Yes, I'm sure of that. Well, that's certainly an important piece of information, right? I want you to add that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened. They did it for your sake. Well, if the body and the blood hadn't been removed, I would have immediately been the prime suspect, right? Yes, I suppose that's true. Yeah, if that had happened, the body would have caused some other problems too. If her real identity had come out right then and there, it would have been terrible. Master of the Parade, killed by own daughter. I don't believe Maya would have been able to handle it. But still, it's rather difficult to fathom the killer's motives. What reason was there to go through that much trouble to protect you? So we touched this one, nothing happened. Snow around the lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Did I press this one? So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? Oh wait, we did this. Wait, it did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural looking rectangular shape around the lantern. There are lots of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use. And the odd fellow and okay. Okay, so let's look at this new statement. I think it was for my sake that the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened. I literally just saw something, so I'm not gonna fool around with that. This right here. Objection! He didn't clean up everything. The body of Elise Donan was carried all the way to the Hakazura Temple's courtyard. And then at the garden, the real scene of the crime. The snow that we suspected was covered in blood was scooped up and removed. There's still this whatever the crap this is right here on the statue. It's reasonable to believe that all this was done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh? And what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Gatto. It's a message written on the lantern. It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. Ah. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they just wipe off the writing? Oh, you're right. Order, order, order. But Mr. Wright, isn't that fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow, and then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing.
Objection.
But if that's the case, do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would this killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's the fact that the killer left the writing on the lantern. There must be a reason for it. Well then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written in blood on the lantern? The killer wrote it upside down to pin the crime on Maya, but he was trying to protect her? The killer didn't notice. That's even more questionable. Let's think about this thoroughly. Maya said she was vibing in the garden, minding her own business, when somebody knocked her upside the head. She stumbled. She realized she was by the stone lantern. She turned around. There was somebody in front of her and somebody behind that person that was in front of her. She lost consciousness from whatever happened. Something dropped on her. She lost consciousness. Body was gone. Snow was removed. If you are trying to cover up for somebody, I mean, it could have been a mistake. Or there was too much going on that he didn't notice. Wait. Bring it back. I just said he didn't. There was too much going on that he didn't notice. Now, bringing it even back further, we had pinned it on Gatto. What happened with Gatto the first time? Gatto did not see the writing on that lantern because Gatto's visors is red. So I think he's colorblind. So if it was actually Gatto, he probably didn't notice because not only was it dark, he wouldn't have been able to see it anyway because it was already red. If it was Gatto, so maybe he didn't notice it. Because I don't think the killer was going to try to pin the thing on Maya with like missing a big patch of snow. Can I see the picture of the crime scene? Wrong crime scene. Still wrong crime scene. I'm starting to think. Okay, I don't remember what it was. I know it was the stone statue with the big old missing gap of snow and then the thing on the name. Yeah. So, and I had questioned it the first time. So let me see. I might be right. The killer didn't notice because he might be colorblind because of that visor. Because he didn't see it when the judge brought it up this case. So maybe the killer didn't notice, because I don't think the killer would have tried to pin it on Maya, cleaned up some snow, and then left some stuff there, and then like write the name Maya upside down. That didn't make any sense. I'm gonna pick the killer didn't notice. If I'm wrong, then it's either to pin the crime on Maya, which still wouldn't make sense. So maybe the killer wrote it. Okay, if the killer didn't notice, the killer wrote it. If the killer didn't wrote it, then he went to pin the crime on Maya. I'm hoping, man. These bars are making me nervous. Prosecutor Gatto, earlier in this trial, you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. Luckily I wasn't that dumb. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime had occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left the bloody writing on the stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean that they didn't notice it. But that doesn't make any sense. Look, there's a lot of things that wasn't making any sense in this goddamn case, but we're gonna make it make sense because this is Phoenix Wright, and he'll figure it out, not me. I just hit the buttons. I just hit the button. That's all I do. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would have missed something as glaring as that. But Gatto did. He didn't see it. And we're in broad daylight. Gatto, you going to jail? You're right. There was no way any normal person would. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Who is the person that would have failed to notice the bloody writing? He just did it earlier this... Judge, it's this dude. He's the only one that didn't see this. Oh my god, please let me be right. Mr. Gatto, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight's pretty messed up. And with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Gatto? The lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment when we first presented. This lantern, there's something written on it. Why? Why? It's written in blood. This is me over-exaggerating, by the way. Ignore me. Huh. Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Mr. Gatto, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before. During the poisoning case at Tres Bien. The ketchup! That's the case I was talking about. I said, what do you mean he doesn't see the ketchup? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. And somehow spilled coffee on. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Gatto. Why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Blood stain? What blood stain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. Apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. End scene. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. Ha! It's strange. In a black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one that can't see them? So then, Mr. Gatto, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see red writing on the lantern? Hey, Gramps, didn't you know that the reason I don't drink... Wait, that's the reason why I don't drink red tea. What? I wasn't sure about it until now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Gatto is the murderer. But there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Gatto, the defense at this time formally accuses you. You are the murderer of Elise Donham, also known as Misty Faye. It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Ha! Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on, how does a little graffiti make me into a killer? Besides, it's not like it's my name that's written there. I'm certain that the killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. Do go on, try it. The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take it out of just that area? Yes, why didn't he just take just that area? Ah! Could it be? Yes, the killer couldn't see red blood that had seeped into the snow. And so, he had to remove all the snow. He couldn't be sure where the blood landed, so he removed the whole area.
Objection!
Isn't it more likely that the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see just fine. Seems that once again, this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. Can you explain this, Mr. Gatto? Hold it! Wait! Wait just a minute! Maya! What is this, witness? Mr. Gatto isn't the killer! After all, he didn't even come to the inner temple until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until after that old bridge got fixed up.
Objection!
Maya, you can't testify to something like that. Why? What do you mean? I may not look... After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't... I'm afraid I don't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established this just a little while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, that's right. But please, Your Honor, let me add to my testimony. Nick, please listen to me. Maya, do you plan to cover for Gatto no matter what the cost? If that's the case, I got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means that we're going to have to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Ah, nicely done, Wright. Very well. let's hear the witness testimony. Please tell us what happened at the inner temple after the murder. Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling my spirit, and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearlie was there at the inner temple, too. So we need Pearl's testimony now, too? What the fudge is going on? Let me save. I am so confused. Why is she defending Gato? Did he not do it? Maya stopped defending the killer? For real, like... Now she's confusing the crap out of me. Pearlie was also stuck at the inner temple side that night, so Pearl's killed your mother. Cause you only two there. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, she was in the spare prep room. That's when Mr. Gato arrived at the inner temple for the first time. He found Pearlie first and then cheered her right up. Who is this Pearlie? That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye. So when did you hear about this? Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office. I'm terribly sorry. But what you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. What? Come on! Pearlie would never tell a lie. She's way more honest person than I'll ever be. Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. Ha! The prosecution has no objection. We believe the witness. Mr. Gato, let's just move on to the cross-examination. The defense have no objections. This is highly unusual, but, well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. After the incident, Pearlie was also stuck. So where did you think Pearl slept that night? In the spare prep room next to the training hall, I guess. There's a rule that says you can't enter the training hall during the Acolyte's training. But even so, why did she go to the inner temple in the first place? It seems that Pearl became very worried about Maya. She knew that the spiritual training I was about to undergo was very intense. Pearl was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but she couldn't do it. That's why she headed to the inner temple. However, Dahlia Hawthorne was already there, possessing the body of Elise Donor. The next morning, she looked around and couldn't find anyone. She searched the entire inner temple side end to end? Well, you see, Pearlie gets pretty scared when she's alone. And there weren't that many places to look. She says that she even went to the back and forth several times. The inner temple side has two structures, the training hall and the spare prep room. And there's also the storage shack, I think. That's about it. There was a storage shack too? Pearls was looking for other people, right? Would she really examine a storage shack that carefully? Well, if it was me, that would have been the first place I would have investigated. So that means it's possible that someone may have been hiding in the storage shack. The next day, when the bridge was finally fixed, Pearls didn't hear the sound of them working on the bridge. What do you mean? I was just wondering why she would stay at the prep room. If it was me, I'd at least go out and wait at the foot of the bridge. Oh, well... Pearlie said she was sleeping at the time. She said she was so scared during the night that she couldn't sleep and, well, woke up a bunch of times. Poor little girl. All alone like that. Well, we know that she had at least one friend in the sacred cavern. Dahlia Hawthorne, who was really battling with the trick lock. She couldn't let anyone see her, so she wouldn't have shown herself to Pearls. What happened after the bridge was finally fixed? That's when Mr. Gato arrived at the Inner Temple. So it was your first time on the Inner Temple side, Mr. Gato. That's funny. Am I imagining things, or did the defense ask me a question? Mr. Wright, please save your questions for the witness. What you heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony. Those are your words, Your Honor. Touché, Mr. Wright. Oh well. What do you have to say, Mr. Gato? Hot nights, and even hotter coffee. That's what I always say. If it hadn't been for this case, I would have never had visit there. A freezing cold temple in the mountains. I think I'll pass. So he had never visited Hakuza Temple or the Inner Temple, huh? Ha! You want to say something's right. In any case, you have to find a crack in Gardo's armor. Well, I cross-examined Maya, that is. Very well. Please go on with your testimony. After fixing the bridge, the policeman came over to the Inner Temple side, right? Yes, then Mr. Gato. He found Pearls first and cheered her right up. He cheered her up? That's what Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman. Thank you for looking out for my cousin, Mr. Gato. And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Ha! Cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy is really beginning to get on my nerves in more ways than one. The truth is, there aren't many places to look on the Inner Temple side. The police were all busy going over the garden with fine-tooth combs, so I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way, Gato style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down verdicts in my own way, Judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. Get it? Cheering Pearls up? Gato's investigation? I don't think... okay, well, let's see what his investigation was about. He says you conducted an investigation on your own. Did you find anything? It looks like my investigation went about as well as yours, right? After all, I did miss the bloody writing on the lantern. Well, I didn't miss it, so you speak for yourself, Goggles. The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Beauty? Misty Faye. Naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste. Western taste? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? So you were headed for the prep room? Wait a second. What did Gato just say now? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Gato when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed at least Dono. He messed up somewhere. He said he talked to Elise Donum. Okay. Pearlie was also stuck. The next morning she looked around. The next day The bridge was finally fixed. She was in the spare room. That's when Mr. Gato arrived at the inner temple for the first time. But he said that he was talking. This has to be it right here. He was talking. The scroll is our clue? Oh, I was about to pull up a picture of her. The scroll is our clue? Okay. Western taste. With the gravy. Oh no, you're right, you're right. Western taste, and they said something about gravy.
Objection!
Mr. Gato. The first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went into the inner temple, it was long before the murder took place. Why do you say that? Because he just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll. But Mr. Gato is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother. Maya, I know you know who it is. But here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired, 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. What's that wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy. Gravy? But why gravy, Nick? Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Gato, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way to know that that was Misty Faye. I think I said that completely wrong. Let me try it again. You wouldn't have had any way of knowing that it was Misty Faye. Okay, that was close enough. That was better. But wait a minute, Nick! Yes? Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look at the top. There's a crest there. Ah, that. It's a mark of the master, correct? Exactly. So if you know the meaning of this mark, then you could have guessed that the picture of Misty Faye was on there. True, but Mr. Gato described what was underneath like this. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and aroma of Western taste. Oh. Yes. It's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Gato, on the day of the murder, you were hiding in the inner temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, Wright? What is it? This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed. But that's right. Otherwise, there's no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene. Of course, Mr. Gato knew about the plan. Huh? What did you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of that plan? Yeah, actually, yes. I believe so. Because it was burnt. Opened once before. Yeah. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future. And these instructions were hidden somewhere in the Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the inner temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. You just said that the instructions were hidden. That's right! Mr. Gatto couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden. Girl, if you don't stop playing... If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, and when was that? During a visit. A visit? Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at a detention center? Yes, it could have been arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such like Mr. Gatto. Order! Order! Mr. Gatto, you're under fire again! This murder could have not been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired this information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Okay. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer, in this case, eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all that for just to protect this witness? That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I'm certainly not the type to rescue a damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for the lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Gatto? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs. I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick? Maya, I guess you were doing your best to cover for Gatto. The same reason, huh? Okay, Wright. I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Hold on, let me save. I'm about to do some shenanigans right now. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together. A whole bunch. Inextricably. He's gaslighting a bit here. The scroll would have been indicative for a Japanese traditional art, but let's ignore that. But he did know Pearl's testimony. The whole thing is sad. Maya's defending her mom's killer. Her mom's killer seems strange until you really think hard about it. Oh, is she though? I doubt she's a stranger to you, at least not completely. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together. So let me think about this. And I think I know the answer, guys. I'm gonna be real. They said it's a person, right? So, they said it was a person. So, process of elimination. There's one person that ties you and Maya Fey together. This is Maya Fey. We're not talking about Maya. I'm sorry, Maya. Mia. She's deceased. Maya's older sister and my eternal mentor in life and law passed away 2 years ago. I think it might be Mia. Maya's cousin channeling prodigy. She was found at the inner temple. I don't think it's Pearls. I don't think. Not unless there was some secret baby going on between Gato and this girl. That Pearl would be the reason why. You know, no, that still doesn't make sense because that's her cousin. So these two are automatically eliminated. Gato himself, a prosecutor who was shrouded in mystery. He seems to know me somehow. I'll come back to this one. What is Gato's connection to Maya? Oh, I'm doing a process of elimination. That's all I'm doing. Gumshoe. He's a subordinate. That's it. Bikini, absolutely no connection to Gato and Maya. We just met her. Misty Faye. Been gone for 17 years. Probably not. Her mom. And her mom. Iris. No, nothing. 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 Unless he had a secret baby by this lady. Probably not. So, in conclusion to all my shenanigans, there is another person that I was looking at. They kind of showcased him a little bit. Looked very similar to Gato. I thought he was Gato's cousin, but now I'm thinking something happened to that guy. They said that he got poisoned, right? That there's a Mondo got poisoned. So something happened where dude lost his vision. I think it's Gato. And that guy was next to this girl. This girl is called Maya Fey. So I think, hindsight 2020, Mia is holding this guy and this girl together, which is why he is helping her. As far as I know, they were close, or mentor student, because he was next to her acting like her. So yeah, he might have been her mentor, like very close mentor. And yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, so that probably a really close mentor student revenge type of thing. Is Mia eliminated? Why? No, Mia's not eliminated. I'm just saying she was deceased. I was just saying she's dead. That's all I was claiming. Mia's not eliminated. I'm just going based off of what I witnessed. Like, I think this guy, the guy who was wearing red, is Gato. His name was Armando. I forgot what his actual name was, but I know his last name was Armando. And he was next to her. And these guys got the same hairstyle, and he was mentoring her when she was a defense attorney. So I think it's Mia. That's my deduction. Because anybody else, unless he had a secret child with her and had Pearl, that's the only thing I got. So I'm gonna go with Mia. Mamma mia! There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she's Maya Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. Yep, that's what I thought. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second there. So Mia is the tie? Oh no, Mia was just my deduction because I was going based off of the previous stuff that happened, and there was like a random guy. I think he popped up in this episode too, just very briefly, and he looked a lot like Gato. He looked a lot like Gato, and then that guy was also right next to Mia. So I was like, okay. So I put two and two together because I think if I remember previously, I said, is that Gato's cousin? Diego, yeah, Armando. Yep, that's the guy. Diego Armando. Yep. And he was mentoring her. At least in my eyes he was mentoring her. So I think that they had a close student teacher relationship, and once she had died, I guess he went digging to find out what happened to her, and here we are. So I guess he was just kind of trying to dig up more information, and was covering for Maya, or trying to protect Maya to make sure, because maybe he cared a lot about his student, you know? Wait a second here. Mr. Gatto is a defense attorney? With your honor's piercing intelligence, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Gatto, his real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All this is related to the single case. Blech! A case in which a convict named Terry Flawless killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. There he is. It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Flawless killed himself. Mia. Oh, sorry. Mia. Can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients, that pure sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had to have been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No, official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep coma. I see. My body shut down, and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all of my hair turned white due to the damage it caused. That's terrible. Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. Then one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of the doctor's cup of coffee. But 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? That's a long time, dude. Diego equals Gatto and not his cousin relative? He fell in love with Mia? I mean, I didn't get that vibe, I just thought it was like a teacher student type of thing, cuz there was nothing crazy going on. At least from at least from how I came off with it. And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. Oh my god, my voice cracked. Let me try that again. Sorry guys. Mia Fey was dead. The very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered. Okay, well I was wrong. Apparently he was in love with her. Oh my god. Soft crying in the club. Soft crying in the club. No. That's messed up. That's crazy. I feel bad for dude now. I feel bad for dude now. I feel bad for dude now. I'm sorry, Gato. Soft crying in the club. And the woman I loathe had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathe. The woman who had spiked my skating hot coffee. Dahlia Hawthorne. Ha! Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up? That's so sad! Someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was huge, right? Huh? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey would have never died. Much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor? My other reason for living. She goes by the name of Mia Fey. Huh? You mean me? You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Karain village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew at the time it was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep the girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known that the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Accomplices? Accomplices, yep. Iris of the Hakazura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall with my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey. But how did you contact my mother? She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes. What do you mean officially? You heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master Karain had great authority. Even with Without her official position, Misty Faye still wielded a great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements at all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor. My mother was cooperating with you? Don't ever forget. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you. She was always... That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff? The one with the sword in it? The day the plan was to be carried out to arrive soon enough. Oh, the day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time at Hakazura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fay, if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price. Mother! That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearls, don't you? You had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you gonna do tonight? Well, if you like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up. She was worried and followed me to the inner temple. That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Misty Faye had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of the Karain, Misty Faye's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so Pearl Faye wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Faye. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case you needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne. Gato. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to. Trite. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're gonna have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to this incident had been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? Girl? Who killed the victim? Girl? She says she felt like she'd been stabbed. Dahlia Hawthorne. Could it have been possible that the victim stabbed herself? What are you guys saying up here? Fun fact, the sense of smell is the most closely tied to one's memory. So him smelling coffee woke him up because it was the last thing he smelled before being poisoned. Interesting. I think he chose Gato from his real name. The last syllable is Diego. Diego Armando. Ah. There is that. But also, Gato is the name of a play where two men are waiting for a man called Gato, who never comes. Also, Gato's name can be pronounced Daigo, Daigono in Japanese. So it can be translated to fifth. Interesting. This judge actually asked me who killed the victim. I'm going to say the victim killed herself because this is a bunch of shenanigans. There were only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey. And I'm sad to say you, Mr. Gato. Well, Wright. If you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond the shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own. No! Nick! Please don't! Maya! I heard the whole thing from my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Gato. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too. Maya, I know that. Nick! But even so, it doesn't absolve him from his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Fey, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips. I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick. All right, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? The time of the murder? Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I asked for help, but just then I was splattered with blood. She wasn't dead though. She was struck in the back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness. These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them. I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden. Ha! Things break, right? Even the best of theories. What the fudge is going on? Who was it that stabbed Misty Fey? It looks like you still can't prove it. Maya is telling the truth this time. I know it. Rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. Aye aye, Captain. Time of the murder. Alright, let's save, because that was a lot to unpack there. That was a lot to unpack, guys. Remember, Dahlia was supposed to be channeled by Pearl, but she couldn't because someone else was channeling her. Who channeled Dahlia? There's only 2 people who could channel Dahlia. That was Misty Fey and Maya. Maya was holding Dahlia though. But somebody previously, so something happened to... We'll figure it out. Unless Iris stabbed her sister and just ain't saying nothing. Ooh, my leg. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. Lights shining in the dark? I don't think you could make a mistake about that. Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. And I can't tell you for sure they were from Mr. Gato's mask either. I don't get the feeling she's covering for him anymore, but... I'm a presser. But just after that, you turned toward the lights and called for help. Isn't that because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Gatto's mask? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember, after all. There was a person I couldn't identify in front of me. His life was in a terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly. Alright then, let's go on with the testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights? I thought I asked for help. That blood, was it Dahlia Hawthorne's blood? I think so, probably. Just at that moment, I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice. So that's when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with the murder weapon? Is that right? Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation. Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that? She wasn't dead though, she was struck in the back. Struck back? How do you know that? Well, you're right, I didn't see it exactly, but I could tell by the sound of their breathing and movements. And also the smell of blood. You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever in one life. So then what did you do at that point? I couldn't move. I couldn't barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do. Could you still see the red lights you mentioned earlier? Yes, I think so, but suddenly the red lights went out. They went out. Yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all. What could it mean? If the red lights were coming from Gatto's mask, and they went out right in the middle of the fight, maybe the mask was damaged. Or maybe it was knocked off. Or maybe it's Maybelline. Or maybe the batteries ran out. Right. Or maybe those little red pinhead looking lights just stopped working. What could have really happened then? I like how everybody just chimed in. Or maybe. Just at that moment, there was a horrible scream. What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out? Yes, that's right. The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice. What? So then, that scream came from the killer? That's gotta be it. I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it. And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh? After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems it makes sense to me. It sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. That's a contradiction. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct. Oh, well, thank God you know that, Judge. Remember the testimony she just gave before. The killer let out a scream. Maya said that she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim. Ah, is that right? She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. If you're so sure about that, then why don't keep us waiting any longer, Wright? There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon here. Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff. Let me see, because I'm feeling some shenanigans going on. What could she have used to strike back at the killer? Okay, well... but it's not the murder weapon. Never mind. I was like, I don't know. Okay, there's three sharp things in my bag of tools: gravy, the staff, and this dagger. Found in the pine tree in the inner temple garden. The blood doesn't match the victims. It doesn't match the victims, but it matches somebody else, huh? There were two blades. Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I was like, I got three weapons. Gravy. I clicked on the green sword, but I was just like, yeah. It said it's not the murder weapon, so I'm just like, okay, well, you're deducted. Gravy, the dagger, and the staff. This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this. She managed to wound him as well.
Objection!
Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood of the dagger could have been from the victim.
Objection!
Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Oh! Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. So you're saying that the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly! A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Gatto, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, right? Order! Order in the court! Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of the scientific test. Ha! Let me ask you something, Trey. Let's just say it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the court. Yes, what does that prove? Well, if I were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. He's right. That can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, right? That the blood doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What? In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness, continue. Hold it! Wait a minute! What's the problem? I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation. Girl! But Maya! This dagger, you said it wounded the killer. That's right. But, if Mr. Goddard really had been cut with the dagger, his clothes should have a bloody, should be bloody or have a rip on them, right? Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes? That solved the contradiction pretty easily. What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder. Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there. That's right. And once the bridge was fixed, the police headed for the inner temple. Mr. Gato was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes. Whoa! Order in the court. What the witness says is... Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But... No one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut the bridge down. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Ugh. Did the judge just take a smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. Nick? That way he wouldn't get any blood on them. So he killed somebody absolutely naked. Nick, we're desynching. We're desynching, Nick. We're unsynchronizing. That's not making much sense, Nick. Come on now, come back. That's impossible, Wright. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. Ugh. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Ugh! Ha. That's all you got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Ugh. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. If Mia Fey were here... So come on, Wright, can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You accuse Mr. Gato of being the killer. But can you prove it? Have you got one piece of evidence? The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that is one of the rules of being a lawyer. I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance of fruitation just as you want it. Ha. That's good. A fighter to the bitter end. That's right. Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point, why don't we go for the unlimited penalty? Oh God! Maya, stop protecting him. The blood is the key. If he put another blood on it, whose blood did he use? Mine, because this is killing me. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Gato? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got one piece of evidence. I got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You've got nothing, Wright. So, what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I've got to think outside the box and approach this from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you got. Ooh-ish, There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a bloodstain on his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. Oh, I'm following. I'm picking up what you put down, Phoenix. His mask. What did you say? Hidden? This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there was no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. It's the end of the line. The final stop. Trite. Let's hear what you've got. Where's the location where you said the killer hid his wound? Oh shoot. How do I... Not the hood! I need the mask! Hold on, wait. I'm being stupid, right? I'm being stupid. Am I being stupid? Bro, we don't have a mask! Gato? Okay, I guess that makes sense. It would have been nice if we had a mask, though. Gato! Ha! I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, we're dead. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Oh, shoot, we're dead. We died. He's killed us. It's over. GG's. Fireworks. Says, you've been defeated. Oh, God. Isn't that right? Trite. Oh, are we okay? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. But it's beneath your mask! During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face! Mr. Gato, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. Oh! Ah! Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow her in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought. Mr. Gato. But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find in my heart to forgive was me. You yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on. So I ran. I hid behind a mask. Threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit. But you saved Maya! Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. What do you mean? Are you listening, Maya? If I really had wanted to save you, Then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Who would that be? That guy over there to your my left, technically your right. Are you talking about Nick? But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother. But I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. You know why? The real reason. No. Why? I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all. Huh? I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation I knew was dangerous. Forgive me. You're wrong! You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, part of me must have known the truth. Truth that wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure what exactly was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who'd stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. Finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. The stupid fantasy of defeating you in a courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. Never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Gatto. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando. Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were trying to save me. Thanks. Your wound, it's bleeding. Ah, did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma. I think I've been waiting for this very moment. Mr. Armando! You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant. Yes, Your Honor. Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in itself. I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the rest I was willing to cooperate anyway. Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, Is there anything you'd like to say? Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you. Apologize? To me? For what? For the case 5 years ago, of course. Girl, what did you do 5 years ago? I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me. It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other. Huh? What do you mean? You and my sister, you only met twice. Wait, what? Huh? We only met twice? First time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very courthouse. The next time you met her, 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed. No way! It can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were... For those 8 months... Phoenix! It was the wrong girl! You was dating this girl! You was... What the fudge? I need a drink. Give me a second. I'm recovering. I'm mentally recovering. I'm mentally recovering. I'm mentally recovering. Hello, Belza. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Oh my god, I'm mentally recovering. I'm mentally recovering. Phoenix, you was unintentionally dating twins and you didn't know. Oh my god. One was trying to kill you, the other one was actually in a relationship with you, but she just... Bro, this is the... Oh my god, I'm mentally recovering. I'm mentally recovering. Okay. Okay. I haven't mentally recovered, but you know what? We're gonna push on. Identical twin trauma? Yes, this is exactly what's happening right now. Girly, oh my god, now you're going to jail and you were actually innocent. Why did you do what you do? Why did you do what you do? Oh my god. Okay. And we're breathing in. And we're breathing out. Let's go. This point of view, you don't know she had a twin. We didn't know she had a twin. Oh my god, there's so many twists and turns here. The woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister. Huh? It wasn't Dahlia? I hope one day you can forgive me. Beanie. The way I gritted my teeth. Ah! Ah! I'm having a mental breakdown in the courtroom. Oh my god. I'm crying in the club. You mean... That's right. I lied to you. For 8 months. But why? Why would you do such a thing? Ever since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely. So that's why you... My sister, from the beginning, She is prepared for the worst. Prepared for the worst? She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at every moment's notice. You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you? She already had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance. And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place? But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that ever happened. That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime and she would comfort with you. I think she must have noticed. Noticed what? My feelings for you. If I had found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her, even if it meant her life or mine. Iris! After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed. I have something to say to you too. You're a snake! Nah, go on, Phoenix. Say your truth, King. Yes? You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you. Thank you. How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim Elise Donham. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Court is now adjourned. February 10th, 4:51 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Guys, that was a lot. Insert Von Karma slamming head against the wall here. He was in love with Dahlia, but he was dating Iris the whole time. What's that song? Oh no, that's not the song. I was about to say so I thought I was gonna start singing I'm in love with with the sister, but then I realized that the song wasn't I'm in love with the sister. That song was I'm in love with a stripper. So yeah, no, that was the wrong song. Play that back 3 times and then reverse and then cross that playlist out. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Yikes. He could have actually had a good relationship. That sucks for Phoenix. She seemed like she was a genuine good person. She was just making bad decisions, unfortunately, because of the people around her. And hey, that happens to people, right? That's just life. That just sucks that she was an actual good person and she was just stuck in the situation that she was in. Um, Too many. Fun fact: originally his mug was supposed to have whiskey in it, not coffee, but because the censorship of things, it was changed to coffee. I don't have milk or sweetener. My coffee sucks. Well, fun fact: I don't drink coffee. I wake up on straight willpower. Um, yeah. And I think it was also pretty cool that Phoenix. I was surprised that Phoenix even had a cup. I was about to question it, but I realized it was a moment of respect between two guys. And I said, I'm gonna shut up and let them do their thing. And they drank that coffee or that whiskey, whatever was in that cup. That moment, they did it. you know. Hey Jay, what's going on? Are you talking about the song Chloe, where everyone thinks Chloe's sister is hot, but the singer is in love with Chloe instead? No, there's an actual song. I think it's a T-Pain song. It's called "I'm in Love with a Stripper." Um, yeah, and I was singing. I'm in love with a sister. Yeah, I was like, no, that's not the right lyrics. I was like, no, it's stripper. It says it's stripper. It's stripper. Yeah. Um, Chaos, do you think there are infinite parallel universes? Meanwhile, in a universe, every sneezing causes an explosion. Boom, bless you. um, if you're talking about, for example, stuff like isekais, yeah, I mean, honestly, I would like to believe it because that would be kind of cool. But at the same time, is it really cool, or is that like everybody's internal suffering? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, are we actually internally suffering? Because soon as we die, we get shot put into another body, and we have to live a whole nother life. Is that eternal suffering or not? But I believe it. I mean, that'd be kind of cool if you did. All right, let's try to finish this up, guys. And then probably after some Phoenix Wright, we got a little bit of time. We'll jump into some ARAM. After actually we'll wait. Well, let's finish this up and then we'll yap a little bit. Um, so I guess it's all over. The way everything ended was justice really served. The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand. Of course, justice was served. Mia, I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant. But, but I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you. You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved them in the only way possible. You mean, with that verdict? I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good as out there today as any defense attorney could have ever hoped to be. There's nothing more you can learn from me. Mia, you accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you. Mia. I'm sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. I've handled a lot of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer. Nick. Maya? I guess it's just like my sis said. Mia? What did she say? That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end. But come on, cut it out with the gloomy face. Can't you see me, sis? I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick. Maya, how, how can you be so bright and chipper after all this that's happened? were brutally attacked. Even saw your mother murdered. Yes! Franziska! Still a softie as always, Phoenix, Wright? Excellent work, Wright. Huh, Mr. Edgeworth, when did you get back? Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Franziska has actually been helping me. Helping you? If these two haven't been here on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Wow, but where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into the river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever and with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. Definitely need to get more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Franziska. I don't suppose... Oh god. There's room for me in this group hug, is there? Oh, Larry! What's with the, longer than usual face? Oh, wrong voice. What's with the longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone. Not even once. That's not true, right, Nick? What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I were gone for good. No. Oh yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, well, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say they lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? What about you, Franzi? Did I draw you well, too? Yeah! My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon. Oh, she's giving her the look. Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something. Then you'll do it? Like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book, Franzi Whippity Whip. Ah! Don't get carried away. Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls. Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline straight for mine. Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly! Right. You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that's happened. Yeah. To be honest, I can't understand it either. Franziska. That's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is much a wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can. What do you mean, now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident. In fact, there was someone that was far more deeply hurt than she was. I believe that's for that. Oh my god, I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Yo! Then tell me, Phoenix, Wright. Who is Maya being strong for? I mean, the only person that she can be strong for. Herself. No, I'm just joking. Pearl. You know, F that. She ain't being strong for Pearl. She being strong for... No, dang. Yeah, she being strong for Pearl. I was looking for somebody, like, just way off the marker. Pearl Faye. The poor kid. After all, the reason she worked so hard to follow the instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Faye clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony that it was her, exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Faye's mother was killed and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable. And that's exactly why Maya is putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. God dang! Oh hey, so this is where you all were. Wow, looks like we got quite a bunch of... Oh! What was that for, sir? Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own. What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary just sort of kind of gone down by a teeny weeny bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at the first-class French restaurant tonight. Yeah! Pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward. Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean Très bien. Where else? I knew it. We're doomed. Come on, let's go, everyone. We can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you. Crybaby, you're invited too. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the Loser Shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya's taken an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong? Nick, what do I do? Pearlie, I can't find her anywhere. Huh? I bet she just went back home. That's all. I thought so too, but I called the village. No one heard from her. This has never happened before. As I figured, she's been badly hurt by this incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that's befallen you, Maya. But none of this was her fault. What should I do? Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and I will join you guys once we find pearls. Nick. Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, but you're the... Yeah! Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead. Don't keep us waiting, right? We won't. But where should we look? Where her Pearlie could have gone? Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to. The office. Cue the office music. I lied. It wasn't the office. I don't know nothing about Pearl. I'm a sham. I'm a liar. God dang it. February 10th, Hakazura Temple, main gate. Hakazura Temple. The pearls? I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started. What's this? You're all back again so soon? Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearlie is here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Oh, okay. Pearlie's not here. Ah! Maya! The hanging scroll! Ah! Someone cleaned it off. It's gotta be pearls. Ah! Mystic Maya! Pearly! What? Why did you just leave like that? Yeah, you're 9 years old and you should definitely not be traveling alone by yourself. Are you nuts? Mystic Maya. Mystic Maya! I swore that I would never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother. That's why you came here? It's the least I could do to pray for your happiness. Gonna take a bath. Love you, Chaos. You make me laugh so much. I love your stream so much because you say the funniest things. I love the way you think. Oh, in Japan, young people travel alone all the time? Really? Oh my god. Whew. It could... I don't know. Maybe because I live in America. America is a dangerous place. Well, I'm glad that Japan's safe enough for children to walk alone, but still, I would still be concerned. Too many weird people out in the world. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course, I'm sad that my mother is gone. But how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really, it's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I wouldn't be still alive right now. That's why I have to be strong. All the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. But Mystic Maya, I'm impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini, your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Corraine, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Huh. There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die. That's the master's talisman. The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents. That's... a photo? Ah! Mother... It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Aww. Even when the battle is over, and the bonds that connect us are severed, we will always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone's waiting. Ah, this is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today. But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can just come back for training anytime. Okay. Alright, I'm going to make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise. I know, I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 when you come back. Alright, we're going to have the great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight. You know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but... What is it, Nick? Reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3? Come on, what do you think? You're the one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us. Huh? I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you. Huh? Huh? It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course naturally. Huh? 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 That's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'll do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal right before before we come next time, right, Nick? And this is when he realized he effed up. You know, I was wondering if I can just say one little thing. Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it. I'm getting goosebumps too. Well then, here goes nothing. Objection! I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master Karain and the office manager of Wright and Company law offices, and I'll have to be a good big sister to Pearly. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that. So it's true, Mr. Nick really is Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through it with the special course all the way to the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary special extra ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the 2 of them by making them a secret reservation. Okay, Pearl. Phoenix and Maya's #1 shipper. Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off. Please do. Yes, but somehow you don't seem the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir. Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. Take it off, sir. He really does look different. Mr. Wright, I'm once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Karain exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Karma, who I hadn't seen in almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said I must show you what I've learned. Oh no! I'm a little concerned about that. I'm a little concerned about that. Desi and I started a company called Master Mass Consulting. We're dedicated to stopping evil plans from the criminals in the city. Our motto is cut it out, please! Pretty cute, huh? Well, we also steal plans to criminals as a kind of a side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're in the worst criminals. Sir! Sir! I'll catch up on the chat after this, guys. I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigray, so I lent him $500,000 and a tea set. A special thick tea, one mixed with my own two hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Win through compromise. I was a little concerned about that. Oh god, I'm just a node and in the way. A wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed. At least, that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69-year-old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper. Ah, I'm glad your family finally claimed you. Like, where were they? The court case. As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elg. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adamata. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. My, more reporters. Since the murder, we made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I provide such nice visuals, especially in the spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back. Oh. Oh my god, that was my best old lady laugh. You turned out into such a respectable man, Feeney. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed. Voice. Objection! Phoenix Wright by Ben Groman Jude. Or Judd. Jude? Yeah, Phoenix! Mouse Edgeworth, Sion King. Yeah, let's go Edgeworth! Yeah! Hype him up! Mia Fey, Christina Catano. Yeah, let's go Mia! Yeah! Are we done? Almost. Gatto, James C. Wilson. Yeah! Chug that drink! Gatto, yeah! Throw that coat! Franziska von Karma, Janet Hisu. Yeah! Let's go! Oh god. That scared me. Winston Payne, David Crislip. Yeah! Let's go! What's this? I'm back from a long entire vacation and no one's here to greet me? I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I got no one. What kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? With all the flashing lights and switches, I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what I'm gonna do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? If I bring them over to Edgy, I can't accept these, I'm afraid. Heart, oh heart, would I ever find a... Grandma, somebody get her. Somebody get her. Somebody get her. She was going too fast for me. I was kind of there. I was catching up, but she was still too fast. I finally found something I love to do. Franzi Whippity Whip Trip is gonna turn out to be the art of the world on his head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. Yeah, let's go, Fonzie. Yeah, it's not a loser. Self-confidence. Yeah, look at that picture. Ah. Woo! All right, guys, we have finished. We have finished. We are done. All right. All right, let me roll up. Let me roll up the what you guys were saying here. Yeah, it's still dangerous in Japan, but it's a cultural thing. They are raised to help out with family things at a very young age, so they run errands at such a young age. Prep your heart. This picture also opens up a bunch of unanswered questions regarding that case. Was that a confession? Locked up or captured? Sweats in Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. In China, you don't celebrate your birthday until you're 70. Really? Are we done? Old bag? These are Larry's drawings. We are done. Yes, we are done. Also, the last one confirms that Gato died for his crime. They killed him? I didn't know that. I'm still thinking about what happens after death. Well, nobody really knows what happens after death. I'm gonna say that right now. Actually, I can't say that. I can't say that because people there's people who had near-death experiences, and they say like they see certain things, or they'll see like deceased family members that bring them back to life. So I mean, we don't know, but I think if you're near death, maybe. Not for necessarily his crimes, he may have gotten a reduced sentence since he saved Maya, but he lost the will to live. Death penalty for high crimes such as murder. Oh, he actually did murder. Honestly, that whole case, even though I was cooking, I was like cooking with a crock pot, you know, and with some foil inside of a microwave. There was a lot going on in this case. There was definitely a lot going on in this case. Definitely a lot. Whew, God, there was a lot going on in this case. So, now that we finished that, the plan is we're gonna just kind of chill out. We're gonna be doing some League. I know some people are interested in League, some people are not. But we're gonna be jumping into League. We're gonna be playing some random games, and then, Lord behold, I know Belza and there was somebody else that was waiting for it. But we will be crossing Undertale. We will be crossing swords with Undertale. So that's another game that will be coming up pretty soon. And then I guess maybe sometime there will be another game called Amori. I think that was the game, right? Amori. We'll be crossing swords with Amori. I'm hoping maybe by Christmas, but if not, I definitely want to do God of War and stuff like that. No, it was confirmed that he suffered a death penalty. That's why he was pictured with Mia and Misty, who are also dead. Like, do we go to the heck? Can we die after death? Is it just a void? Do we go through Dante's Inferno? In one fanfic called Turnabout Catalyst, Grossberg got him 6 years for manslaughter in defense of another. Tim time? Tim? Is that like a Undertale thing? But yeah, don't worry. We're gonna be crossing swords with Undertale. We're gonna play a couple of games to kind of break a little bit, and then yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we hit it. You find out more about after death stuff in Spirits of Justice. Okay, so this is another question I got for you guys, and I think you Digi, you said that I gotta get Edgeworth's one, right? That's the one I gotta get next, because we'll probably cross swords with Edgeworth stuff between the new year. It's just hard to kind of the problem is there's so many games, you can't keep up with everything, man. Edgeworth game happens for the Apollo game. Okay, copy. So I will buy the Edgeworth game, and then when we finish the Edgeworth game, we will go into the Apollo game. All right, I got you. I will grab that. Well, see, the thing is, the holidays is coming up, so they should be having some sales. Chang was a dev for Undertale, and Tim is a monster in Undertale. Okay, well let's not jump too far ahead because I know nothing about Undertale. So don't tell me too much because I like to play my games a little blind. Don't tell me I don't know nothing about the characters. Or the only character I know about for Undertale is the Sans dude because they memed him. That's the only thing I know. He's a little skull dude. That's all I know. The Edgeworth games are different from the main game, especially the second one. Oh, okay. I'll find out. Also, if you guys have Steam, I'm not sure how we're gonna do it. There's a game called Just Act Natural. We're probably gonna I'll see with the guys, but we're probably gonna attempt it Tuesday. I don't know how many people can play the game, so like it's a free game. You can put it in your Steam library if you need to. If we could get a good decent amount of people to play it, we'll probably try to do like a little group thing together. We'll play with some viewers. We'll have like a viewer stream. And then what the heck else was I playing? I said we're gonna keep dabbling into League. Try to dabble in some random games. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I really got. Toby the Fox is an annoying dog. Don't worry, they are good. Oh yeah, I enjoy the Phoenix series. I really do. I really do. I heard the new Dragon Age was not great. I'm not sure. A lot of people were saying that the story isn't like. I honestly I can't compare anything to Dragon Age Origins from the current Dragon Age series. But actually, hold on. I'm jumping topics. Let me stay focused. So I really did enjoy Phoenix Wright. It's a really good story game. There's a lot going on. There is a little bit of confusion though. I think that might be because of a translation thing and just maybe how people kind of think differently. Because there were a few cases where I got stuck. Like I really got stuck. But it's a good game overall. I do recommend the game to anybody who's into, I guess, visual novel, detective-ish courtroom games. Did I describe Phoenix Wright correctly? If not, I apologize. But yeah, it's a good game. I definitely would encourage people to pick up this game. It's just one of those games which you would enjoy yourself if you like a nice little good story. You get to learn the characters a little bit. You get to do a little investigation. My favorite part of all of the Phoenix Wright games is always going to be the court cases. They could throw me in that court with no evidence whatsoever or already captured evidence, and I just love the crap out of the court cases. They do a really good job with it all the time. He said Dakapon Kingdom is a fun party game if you ever get to it. I don't have a computer, only a phone, a laggy phone. I have to borrow a computer. Well, I mean, if you can't play, hey, it's okay. I'm just saying, like, once we kind of start getting like a consistent group of people and people want to try to play like little party games together, and like for example like Fall Guys or what's the marbles on stream, things like that, we can do that, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. Again, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Now there are parts where the cases do get confusing. Yes, there's definitely parts where the cases do get confusing. Gathering the evidence, not so much. Like gathering the investigation stuff, not too much. I think there was one part where I really did get stuck on, where I was just like, I did this. Yes, it was the recent one with the cyber lady. It was that case. It was the Maggie Bird, the one with Baggy Bird. I got stuck on that one because I was like, I did this, and it was simply me talking to somebody that I didn't talk to, or it was like a dialogue. I didn't think to go back to the dialogue. So yeah, it could be a little confusing due to either translation, how people are thinking, things like that. But it's a good game overall. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Characters are good. They're very interactive. I hope my voice acting wasn't too bad. I did try my best. And my voice doesn't really change all too much. I tried to do like different tones. I tried to raise the pitch a little bit. You know, I tried. It's just the best I'm gonna get. I'm not a voice actor, so it is, you get what you get. I just hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys just enjoyed it. As for YouTube, Twitch people, they got their emotes. There's some emotes that can be used for YouTube. We will not be able to use those emotes for a while, but we are slowly going to get there. I think hopefully maybe in like another year or so we should be able to do so. So for YouTube, you got to get 500 subs and you got to get to 3,000 watch time on YouTube in order to attempt to ask for a partnership. So if we can do that, you guys can get emotes and do some other stuff too. So it's gonna take a little bit. I'm not really rushing, but I'm just letting you guys be aware of like what the standard is in order for you guys to get emotes. I would like to do that for you guys. I mean, I already have the emotes ready. I just can't put them on YouTube because I'm a scrub. We don't want no scrub. So I'm just joking. Rivals of Ether. But yeah, what was your guys' favorite case? What were your guys' favorite case of the Phoenix series so far? I'm thinking of doing that part where I was like, I know where Pearl is gonna go, and I'm gonna put like The Office. I'm gonna have like the Office theme song, just because I was so disappointed she did not go to the office. She went straight to the temple. I know where Pearl went. The Office. Cue music. It's like she didn't go to the office. Oh man, there was a lot to unpack for that case. The mother came out. The mother got. Gato killed the mother, correct? That's the correct thing, right? Gato killed the mom. Gato killed the mom. Iris was trapped in the cavern. Maya spirit channeled the evil twin. Phoenix was actually dating the good girl, but the good girl, because of her environment and not even her environment, because the people she was around, she was accomplished to murder, so then she also had to go to jail. Ooh, that was a lot to unpack. What time we got? Alright guys, if we are done yapping, I think that'll be it for me. So if anybody liked anything from Twitch or YouTube, I'm actually considering on trying to stream on TikTok as well, but I will have to see about that. But we'll one step at a time. So if anybody liked anything, please like, sub, follow Twitch, YouTube. I mean, you don't have to sub on Twitch. You just sub on YouTube if you want to. If you liked anything, if anybody liked anything. If not, I'll keep streaming. Doesn't bother me. I'm just having a good time, trying to play games. And if you crazy, stay off my streams. I don't got the energy. I don't got the time. I got no time for it. I don't. Just don't come up in here with the craziness. I'm just minding my business, having fun, playing games. That's all. I don't want no craziness now. I get tired. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoy yourself for the rest of the evening. Have a good morning, afternoon, and night. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I will be trying to stream on Tuesday, but I'll let you guys know. You'll see it. You guys have a good one, and I shall see you next time. Bye.